incredible game by the Marlins tonight as they beat the Reds 4-3 at home. And this was sort of a comeback fashion. They were up, and then they were down, and then they got back up. As I had a feeling, I just had to have that hope that they were going to do it. But the one player that really stands out to everyone, it really is AGUSTÍN Ramirez. I mean, what are we going to do when Nick Fortes comes back and Brantley? Because we had some breaking news earlier today, or yesterday, I think it was earlier today, that Joe Mack from the Pensacola Blue Wahoos has been promoted up to Jacksonville Shrimpo. So congratulations to Joe Mack. He has been outstanding for Pensacola, and now he is part of the Jacksonville team and 1 year closer of making his MLB debut. But we have that catching depth, it seems like. And AGUSTÍN Ramirez, 3 for 3. He was awesome. He was awesome tonight. He delivers 3 base hits to help the Marlins beat the Reds. And the Marlins won their 3rd straight game in a row. Not bad, but the more important thing about this game and this win is that pretty early on, the Marlins did in fact win this series, which was incredible. Absolutely incredible to talk about that. I don't often get to talk about the Marlins winning this series. I just don't. I really don't. Last time was, it's a short time ago, sure, but it was like a week ago, a week and a half ago now that the Marlins won the series. No, it's not that long, but you remember this, that they were on a 5-game losing streak. They might be able to erase that memory and get back to the winning ways and maybe go back to 500. But more important story, they did win the series against the Reds. Tomorrow they look to go for the sweep. But yeah, Edward Cabrera, he wasn't terrible. I know people are going to question my opinion, but he wasn't that bad. But let's go through inning by inning. It was a 1-2-3 inning for the top of the first. 2 strikeouts start the game for Edward Cabrera. There's something about Ramirez that I can't quite put my finger on it. It sounds like he knows the pinpoint, the location of the pitch, and then have them deliver a strikeout fairly easily compared to most catchers that we have. Bottom to first, though, awkward start. Edwards grounded to first, and Jesus Sanchez worked a walk. Okay, fine. Then Wackerman goes into fielder's choice, and Wackerman was able to beat that out. So fielder's choice by him. Ramirez worked a walk. Okay. Then Kyle Stowers works a single, and Kyle Stowers is incredible. He is so darn good to start the season. And to think that most of us were complaining about Kyle Stowers, oh, he's terrible, but he's delivering most of every single night, man. He gets an RBI single, Wackerman's able to score, and it's 1-0 Miami already. Good start. Norby that flied out to left. He did not want that. And we had some chances to get more, but that did not happen. 1-3 inning, top of the second. 2 strikeouts for Cabrera in that inning. Bottom of the second. There was a double from Matt Mervis, but 2 outs in a row for a ground out and the strikeout swinging. And then Mervis with the pretty, I don't know what that base running was, but he was tagged out at third. So that sucks. Cabrera then still pitches at top of the third. I mean, it's still early in the game. But Marte crushed it to left. It's a solo home run for Marte, 431 feet at the left field, and Cincinnati ties it up 1-1. Fraley flied out center, Trevino flied out to left. Friedel, if I probably still got that wrong. Single to center. He stole seconds, and McLean struck out swinging. So a good bounce back. Bottom of the third was a 1-2-3 inning. Top of the fourth, it's only a walk, but it's really not much to talk about. Bottom of the fourth, though, Ramirez gets his first of 3 base hits in this game. Thank you. Ramirez then stole second from the wild pitch from Martinez. Kyle Stowers struck out swinging. That's bad. And Ramirez was caught stealing third. That sucked. And Norby struck out swinging. Pretty bad inning, I'll tell you that. Top of the fifth, Cabrera. He's starting to get that struggling feeling. That sucks because he had a good start at the fifth. Marte popped up. Fraley struck out swinging. Trevino then doubled to left, and then Freidel. I'm sorry if I get that wrong. He also doubled to right, and Cincinnati takes the lead. They take the lead 2-1 over the Miami Marlins, and that's just bad news. That is just bad news for them. McClain then ground out the third. Okay, fine. Bottom of the fifth, 1-2-3 inning, nothing to talk about. Cabrera still pitching. He could not get an out. Ellie De La Cruz singled to center. He stole second, and Hayes worked the walk, and that's pretty much it for Edward Cabrera. Veneziano comes in to pitch for him. He was able to strike out Lux, Candelario, if I said it right. Candelario, there we go. It's a sacrifice fly, which is, I guess it's better than the worst case scenario, but De La Cruz able to score on a sacrifice fly. It's now 3-1 Cincinnati. Marte then works a walk. Fraley then grounded to the pitcher. Bomb the sixth. We would get some points back, but not much. We got a response at least. That's what I'm trying to say. Edward Cabrera grounded it to second. Jesus Sanchez popped up to third. Eric Wackerman reached on an infield single. He was able to beat out the throw. And then Ramirez with a huge hit to left. I mean, that just went by. Literally just gets past the third base side. That goes to the left corner of the field in fair territory. And it took a funny bounce off the wall, and Wackerman was able to score pretty easily. Like, pretty darn easily. So there was that. Cal Stowers, oh my God. I don't know if it was this at bat or the one later, but Cal Stowers, one of the foul balls that was really, really close to being fair ball, and they would have tied the game right there with Ramirez at third. That was a good hit by Cal Stowers, but it just curved foul. Oh man, it just curved foul ball, and it was just unfortunate. Oh, by the way, I should have pointed out that Martinez was relieved of his duties at the bottom of the sixth, so Ashcraft was coming in for him. And at the end of that at bat, Stowers was struck out swinging. It was unfortunate because that was an absolutely crazy situation. I should point out that Ramirez did steal third from a wild pitch, but it's really not much to talk about there. That's why it was like, nah. Top of the seventh, though, Luke Bacher comes in to pitch. Trevino works single, but since then, 2 strikeouts, and De La Cruz flied out to right. But bomb the seventh inning, everything changed. So Connor Norby with a great hit, really fantastic hit, that went to right field, I think. Yeah, that went to right field, and it bounced off to the wall, over the wall, and it's a ground rule double. Good start. Matt Mervis, though, popped up. So that's bad. But however, Otto Lopez, finally, he was looking for this for a while, but finally, Otto Lopez gets a huge base hit to center, and he got an RBI out of this one. And more importantly, tied the game. Connor Norby is able to run from second to home, and Otto Lopez gets a game-tying RBI, and that's thanks to him. Meyer struck out swinging. That's bad. However, though, Xavier Edwards reached he had an infield single, right? So here's what happened. It was like a little bit of a weird hit that is going to right, and it was like the left side of the white line that you have to go to first base. It was infield in the fair territory. X was running, okay, because we know how fast he is. Ashcraft picks up the baseball, and he was not going to get X out. In fact, it was a pretty wild throw. That throw was not good towards first base. It was a little bit funny. I mean, if I was him, I would have just held on. I understand there was a chance to make that play, but that was just a poor throw. X was right there. You couldn't get a good angle where the first baseman is, and the accuracy was just really hard, especially when there's a guy right in front of him. But it all worked out for the Miami Marlins, as that error would wind up being a go-ahead run for Lopez to go home. And this was two outs, so go on anything. That's what the coaches say to Little League players. They say that to high school players. Go on anything when there's two outs. And in MLB, MILB, and college, no exception. And Otto Lopez was able to take the lead for the Marlins from the infield single from Xavier Edwards. And that bad throw from Ashcraft pretty much cost them, which is fantastic. Sanchez worked the walk, and that's pretty much it for Ashcraft. Stantalian was able to come in, and only 2 pitches in, Wackerman grounded to shortstop. But that's fine though. That's fine though, because we take the lead. It's now 4-3. Top of the 8th, Anthony Bender. Hayes grounded to shortstop, not bad. Lux reached on an infield single. Candelario flied out to left, and Marte flied out to right. Bottom the 8th, though, we had a chance. We had a chance to blow things open. Ramirez gets his 3rd hit of the game. It's a double, and bro, I mean, what is he on? He is impressive debut. This is his 2nd game, and he already has 5 base hits of the season. For a catcher that is just, no wonder why Peter Penix wanted him so badly. Not only he's one of the top prospects from the Yankees, but a top prospect for the Marlins, and damn, he is just living up to expectations. He really is. Stowers worked the walk, cool. Norby flat out to right, not cool. Ramirez was able to go to 3rd, okay, fine. Stantalian was relieving his duties. Barlow then comes in to pitch. Kyle Stowers then stole seconds, so Matt Mervis was intentionally walked, and now there are bases loaded with 1 out. And how many points did they score off of this? 0. I was a little bit upset with this situation because that was a big chance to blow things open, and they didn't do that. Instead, Lopez flied out to right, so no RBI, and Myers flied out to shortstop. But that's okay. Calvin Fauché is in the rescue, right? Right? Yes, actually. A 1-2-3 inning to end the game. He gets a save here, and the final score was 4-3 Marlins. And another situation with the Marlins. They actually are better late in the game than they are early in the game. And it's proven that, as our commentators really said it perfectly, they get more comfortable when they're hitting, and they can really do damage to the bullpens, it seems like. But Luke Bacher gets a win. Congrats to him. Ashcraft gets a loss. And Calvin Fauché gets a save. That's his 2nd save of the season. Marlins with 9 hits of the game. Reds with 7. They also have an error, which that cost them the game, pretty much. That was in the 7th inning. I already talked about the hits. The pitching, 11 strikeouts for the Marlins in grand total. Edward Cabrera got 7 strikeouts. That's amazing. Sure, he gave up 3 runs. And, even though Veneziano was pitching, because Edward Cabrera pitched when there were a couple of guys on already, especially in, I think it was, let me double check real quick. It was the 6th inning that counts towards the ERA for him. So, however, even though he gave up a home run, 3 ERA, I didn't think he had a bad game. Our bullpen definitely played better, though. Our bullpen was better, though. I'll tell you that right now. But Pereira, he didn't pitch bad. He did not pitch that badly. Okay? He did not pitch bad. He only worked 2 walks. He only pitched 2 walks in the game compared to 7 strikeouts. That's not bad. That's really not that bad. So I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt because of the 7 strikeouts. And I swear to you, AGUSTÍN Ramírez has something to do with this. But for the rest of the bullpen, that's 4 bullpen strikeouts with Veneciano with 1, Luke Barker with 2, and Fauché with 1. That's the grand total of 11. Not bad. Martinez for the Reds with 4 strikeouts, and Ashcraft with 2 strikeouts. That makes it 6 for the Cincinnati Reds. And now, the Marlins are planning to try to go for the sweep tomorrow afternoon before heading out west. Heading out west to play the Seattle Mariners and the Los Angeles Dodgers. So the Mariners, we might be able to do something with the Mariners, but the Dodgers, that's tough. That's really tough. Tomorrow's pitching matchup is Brady Singer and Sandy Alcantara. Alcantara looks to rebound heavily from the Phillies' loss, while Brady Singer is having a good start. He is 3-0 the season with 3.38 ERA, 1.22 WHIP. So this is going to be a tougher game. I think this is going to be an even tougher game. Sandy has to rebound. He could do it. He could do it, but he has to get the A game. Tomorrow, 1:10 first pitch. So early, and then we can talk Miami Heat tomorrow. Oh, actually, no, it's actually, wow, we're actually well past midnight. Yeah, I got home pretty late. You see this? Get ready for the new playoff beard I'm going to be growing out. And speaking of playoff beard, that's going to be the next video. I'm so sorry these videos are coming out late, like usual, because I'm not good with timing. But a little bit later on, we talk Panthers, and it's a great game. So that's going to do it for this one. Marlins win the series, and a good day. All right, man, that's going to do it for this one. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to our content, because Miami TVG is back. What he does, he'll be right there with the fear team you deserve. Coming up next, Florida Panthers at Tampa Bay Lightning, round 1, game 1, playoff recap. Good night.